Well, hello. This is Reza from Reza Social Apps, and today we're going to make a counter. What is a counter? So basically, the app we're going to make is going to include an interface and platform, and there are some buttons which are up, down, and restart, which are really simple. So what it's going to do is if we click on up, it's gonna go one up, two, three. So basically, it's gonna go up each time by one, and the same thing with down. And when it gets to zero, if you go more down, it's gonna go to negative. Really simple. And when you wanted to go back to where you started, which is like zero, back to the first thing, you just click on restart. So let's jump into Xcode and start making a counter. Here we have Xcode, and we're going to click on create a new Xcode project. So we're going to click on single view application in application under iOS, and we're going to click next. I'm going to name my product counter tutorial. Really simple. Next, we're going to save our project in the document. Here we have the information and everything. So here, just at the beginning, just turn the iOS simulator to iPhone Retina 4-inch, because we're always going to work with the 4-inch in the main.storyboard, the platform. So we're going to go to main.storyboard, and we're going to design the view of our app. So here we got our tools. So we're just going to put a label. We're going to make it nice and big. Now, here we can, in the fourth tab along, we can edit our object that we just put. It doesn't matter, any object. So we're going to center line it, and I'm going to change the text to 0, and I'm going to hit enter, and here I'm going to change the size to 80. It's going to be big so we can really noticeable. Here we have buttons, so I'm just going to put buttons here. So we need 3 buttons, so we're just going to make this really quick. So just make this nice and big, really wide, and here just change the text size to 17. It's better. And just as you can see, the bubbles and everything, the squares are around the button, so it means that it's selected on the button. So just hit Command C, which copies the object that you were selected, and hit Command V 2 times, so we have like 3 buttons here. It's a real simple thing to do, and it's really fast. So we're just gonna make some room for them. I'm gonna name this up, down, and restart. So now we're done with our view of our application. So we're just gonna go to view controller.h. Here we're gonna put our outlet. So we're just gonna start putting our outlet, starting with a curly bracket, and I'm gonna hit enter, it will put your closing curly bracket. So here we're gonna put an IB outlet, space UI label, space asterisk, and we're gonna call this label counter. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's your choice. Here for the buttons, after the closing curly bracket, we're gonna drop some line, and we're gonna put our IB action, which are for the buttons. So we're gonna put hyphen, parentheses, IB action. This is gonna bring itself IB action selector, ID sender. So hit enter, and we're gonna call this up. Really simple. ID sender, semicolon. Then we're gonna put in another IB action. We're gonna call this down, ID sender, semicolon, and another one for the restart button. Restart. So with the here now we're done with the outlets. All we have to do now is to just put an integer for our app. So up here underneath the import, we're gonna put an integer. We're gonna drop some line, and here I'm gonna put an integer. Real simple. Integer, like int, integer stands for integer. So we're gonna call this count number. Counting number, really simple to understand, not that hard. Count number. And now we're gonna go to main.storyboard and link our outlets to the objects, to the buttons and everything. So here we're gonna click on the top of the screen, and it's gonna get blue, and we're gonna go here. Yeah, like I told you, this is the editing tab. So we're just gonna go to 6 tab long, and here's our outlet. So you just have to link the outlets to the objects. Here we put the label counter. We called it a label counter, which is we put UI label, which is really simple for a label. So we got a label, and we're gonna link it to the label. And here the actions, IB action, which are the actions. The actions, we're gonna link down to down. We're gonna hit touch up inside. Same with the restart button. Here we have lots of options. We're gonna click on touch up inside, which it means when we click on the button, the code's gonna run. So same thing with the up button, touch up inside. Now we're done with the linking the outlets to the objects. Now we're just gonna go to viewcontroller.h for a sec, and here we're gonna copy our actions, our IB actions, and we're gonna hit Command C to copy them. And we're gonna go to viewcontroller.m, and here we're gonna start coding for our app. All the code that is gonna run and make the app. So here on the underneath the implementation, we're gonna drop some line, and we're gonna paste what we just copied here with Command V. Real simple, and you're just gonna change the semicolons to curly brackets, because it's gonna be like a folder, because we're gonna include our codes in the action. So like we linked it up in the main.storyboard, is gonna know is the action, and it's gonna copy the actions code, and it's gonna run the app, the thing that we're gonna do with our app. So we're just gonna change the semicolon to curly bracket, and we're gonna drop some line. So here, in the IB action up, the up button, we're gonna start. We're gonna say count number, which is our integer, equals count number plus 1. It's really simple. What we did is here is that we called the count number. So every time we click on the count number, it's gonna go up each time by 1. So here, like later on, if you want to make some edits, so if you put 1, so it's gonna go up by 1. So if you want to change it like 4, 5, every time you click on the button, it's gonna go up by 5. So here we have to make the format. We're gonna come down here and we're just gonna say label counter, which is our label, the area that's gonna everything show. You just have to specify what's gonna happen in the label dot text, because it's the text in the box in the label, equals bracket ns string space string with format @, and we're gonna say it's gonna say %i, which stands for integer. It's an integer that is gonna show, and we're gonna put a comma, and we're gonna say count number. We're gonna close our bracket, semicolon. So I think I just explained everything. So here we said count number equals count number, which goes by 1 plus 1. Yeah, it has to be really specific. So if you put -1, it's gonna go down -1. So plus 1 is gonna go up by 1, and the label that counter, which is the label that the 0 is in it, and is gonna follow this format. It's gonna show an integer, and it's gonna be and it's gonna go up by 1 every time we click on the button right here. We explain. So we're gonna do the same thing as in the up button, but with a little difference, which is here we're gonna say count number equals count number space -1. I think that was really obvious to predict. So up there we said +1, we're just gonna go up 1. Now it's gonna go down, so it's the same thing, -1, so it's gonna go down by 1. So we're gonna do the same thing, label dot text equals bracket ns string space string with format @, %i, which stands for integer, count number. We're gonna close the brackets, semicolon. So here, still the same thing, but here we're gonna say count number. So what it's gonna do, the restart button is gonna when we click on the restart button, the label, the text is gonna go back to 0. So we're just gonna say count number equals 0, semicolon. And we're gonna come down here. We have to specify what the format is gonna be. So same thing as what we did in the up button and down button. I'm just gonna say label counter dot text, which is the text, equals bracket, ns string space string with format, @ sign, open speech marks, and we're gonna say, wait, it doesn't matter what it's gonna be. We're just gonna say 0. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to put an integer. Just basically say 0. We're gonna close the bracket and semicolon. So now we're done with the coding of our application. Now we're just gonna run our app. Here, you get the run button. Just click on this. Okay, here's our app that we just made. As you can see, we got the label right here. We got the button, up button right here, down button here, and the restart button. So when we click on the up button, it's gonna go up by 1, like just specify here. Count number equals count number plus 1. So it's gonna go up by 1. The same thing here. It's gonna go down by 1, -1. And here we said count number equals 0, and we put the format, which is gonna be 0. So when we click on the restart button, everything is gonna go back to 0. And just so you know, here, if you want to make edits, feel free to do anything you want. So like if you want to, when you click on the restart button, everything goes back to 60. Just change this to 60. And run the app again. So we'll up, down, restart. Everything goes back to 60. So we said if we click on a restart button, everything is gonna go back to number 60. Real simple. So here I'm gonna make another change. Always feel free to edit everything, because that's how you're gonna learn to make apps. Don't be scared if you do this. What's gonna happen? Just feel free. You're gonna learn what's this gonna do. If I change this, what's gonna happen? Feel free all the time to edit everything. That's how you're gonna learn new things and develop your skills and everything. Grow. So I'm gonna delete this to change it to 5. So basically it's gonna go up 5 every time by 5, and like it doesn't have to be the same thing as the up button. We're just gonna do like 3. So if you click on up button, it's gonna go up by 5. If you click on the down button, it's not gonna go by 5. It's gonna go by 3. It doesn't matter what you put. It's your choice. It may look a little bizarre, but still, it's just editing. It doesn't matter what it was going to do. It's just learning the logic of the programming. So 5, 10, 15, 20, and here we're going to put down 17. It's going down by 3, 14, 11. See, really simple. 8, 5, 2, -1. Real simple. When you hit the restart button, it's gonna go back to 60. Everything's weird, but it doesn't matter. We're learning every new skills. So this was this week tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something from it, because that's what I'm trying to do. teaching people how to do a program. I'm still learning how to program myself, but I'm teaching you guys the little skills that you can do, like with programming and using Xcode, the little backend for iOS and OS 6, which we're gonna just work on the iOS. So don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, like, do anything you can. Okay, see you on the next video next Sunday. Don't forget. Now, bye.